If you are anything like my family, going camping by itself is not enough. You got to bring some toys with you, like some motorcycles, side-by-sides, ATVs, whatever it may be. Or maybe you're like me and want to or have a lot of kids and need some space for them. Lots of that can be taken care of in a RV like this toy hauler here, so let's go take a look. What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here at Blue Compass RV today in Denton, Texas, taking a look at this Alliance Valor 44 V14 with a full body paint job that is a brand new 2026 that literally just rolled in yesterday. So really excited to take a look at this thing with y'all. You'll be able to see the floor plan layout and the specs on the screen. This full body paint scheme looks really great. So basically what you're looking at here is no sticker decals. Everything is painted on, and it is a white, light gray, and dark gray color scheme. So definitely going to look really good behind a white truck, a gray truck, or even a black truck. But more than anything, it just gives it that longevity where you don't have these sticker decals in a traditional white fiberglass siding, that the sticker decals can peel and fade and rip, things like that, and your traditional white fiberglass can start to get, you know, discolored and things of that nature. This is all going to look much better for a much longer period of time. Now, I want to get some specific specs knocked out of the way, and then we'll go inside and we'll take a look at the inside first, and then come and talk about all the awesome stuff on the outside, because there are some cool things to take a look at, like a water manifold system, for example, that almost no other toy haulers in this price range have. 47 feet long on this toy hauler. This is a absolute behemoth of a fifth wheel RV. The only way you're going to get anything bigger than this is to go with a custom built fifth wheel RV. So something like a spacecraft RV. So this thing is absolutely huge. Has a 4,500 pound cargo carrying capacity, and I think that's all the information we're going to get off of that sticker there. Let's go around to the other side and look at the exact weight real quick, because it should have a gross vehicle weight rating of 20,000 pounds. It's probably going to be about 16,000 and some change on the unloaded weight. Yep, 16,342, 21,000 pounds on the gross vehicle weight rating. So actually even a little bit higher. While we're here, might as well take a look at it. There's your water manifold system. So really nice. The only other things I can think of that start to have a water manifold system are products like a Riverstone from Forest River, or like something like DRV products and things of that nature. So in this price range, a lot of stuff that this is going to compete with do not have water manifold systems, unless something changes for 2026 models that I have not seen yet. Also really like, you have the slide out controls here, as well as awning controls on the outside of the RV. I can't tell you how convenient this is to have right here. You can literally move these slides in and out from right here without having to walk in, or without having to find your phone that your mechanisms on that may be connected to. And then also they added this Kurt Helix pin box for 2026. So this is going to have about a 30% greater shock absorption from my understanding on here. When you go over bumps, brake and accelerate, things like that, this is going to absorb a lot more of that shock there. As someone who just took a trip last week in Colorado, driving up and down I-70, towing a trailer through the mountains, I can tell you those roads are absolutely horrendous. Our RV that we were towing, it's a 40-foot camper, or a 40-foot fifth wheel. It bounced like crazy out there. I mean, it is so unsettling how bad and bumpy the roads are going through that area. Having something like that would be very, very nice, and just have a little bit more ease of mind as you tow through areas like I-70 through Colorado into the mountains that is just absolutely horrendous for towing something through because of how bumpy the roads are. Asdale sidewalls on this fifth wheel RV, as well as a full-time RVing warranty. So this is warranted to RV and full-time, and they went to a new color scheme in here that is matching now the color scheme of the Alliance Paradigm and Alliance Avenue interior space. So light grays in here with these kind of, very, trying to think of how to explain it. It's a brown color, but it definitely has like a grayish brown look as well. Nice LED lighting up through the crown molding. Curious of what you think about the interior color scheme here on the 2026 Alliance Valor. It seems like basically Alliance is going all in on this interior color scheme as they are doing this across all their lines. Unless there's something to change for 2026 in the Paradigm or the Avenue, I don't know that that's the case. I haven't seen that being the case yet. If it's not the case, then all of the Alliance lines are all going to have the same interior color scheme, because this is now what is also in the Alliance Delta and the Alliance Valor here, which did not have this color scheme last year with the grays. So, curious what you think about that. Let me know down below in the comments. Got a U-shaped kitchen here, solid surface countertops. You can see outlets, USB ports there. And then as we move around here, you're going to have a glazed birch interior drawer construction on this fifth wheel RV. You also see you have these added supports down under here, so you can add more weight into these drawers. This is a big deal. I know a lot of people, when they get into RV travel, they don't realize that, you know, the more weight you load into drawers and cabinets and things like that, and then your RV bounces as you go up and down the road or whatever, stuff bounces up and down, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you could have the bottom of these drawers or like a shelf on a cabinet or something like that. For that instance, if it's not supported well, which some brands do better than others, that whole piece can just drop out. But you can see, like here, they got supports underneath here, so it helps with that. But even still, it's like a little flexible, so you just got to be mindful of how much weight you load into these spaces. Look at how big that storage is. But in the drawers, you have that added reinforcement that most other brands do not have, so really like that. Soft close cabinet doors. I have all of your manual controls here, so very easy to use. One thing I love about the manual controls is, like on your awnings, for instance, you can move your awnings in and out, all three simultaneously at the same time, which is just very nice. 12-volt heat pads on the water tanks, gen start here, and dimmer switches on your lights in the ceiling. So you can see that there. Again, soft close cabinets, real tile backsplash here. While we're at it, let's just go ahead and take a look at Liquefied. This is a black tank treatment for your RV, so this is something you can find at Blue Compass stores all across the country in their parts departments, as well as Walmart and Amazon. So that is going to make sure that everything that goes into your toilet stays draining out properly, keeps it smelling fresh, and keeps your black tank healthy. So find Liquefied at Blue Compass stores all across the country. And if you're looking for your next RV, there is a link down below in the comments and description where you can find a Blue Compass store close to you, as Blue Compass has over 100 different stores in 33 different states, so we're all over the map to help you out with finding your next RV. And that link down below in the comments and description will help you find a store close to you. Got your microwave there, big storage space up above here. Also have a vent fan up above this area, so a max air vent fan. 3 ACs in this fifth wheel RV. You can see this one here is not ducted through this area, so it is getting direct airflow coming straight out of the air conditioner. Biggest argument for support of that and why they do that is that it just gets the coldest air coming out of that air conditioner. And they have the vents to open up here, plus on both sides, so you can get air flowing in multiple different directions. Although you are probably going to have to stand up on the sofa or a step stool to reach that, as it is very tall in here. Nearly residential size oven. You get that same height as a residential size oven with this, and a 4-burner, very industrial looking cooktop. Has a vent fan up underneath here as well to vent out smells while you're cooking. More storage through here. And then these are all a actual black plexiglass style cabinet door there. Definitely leaves fingerprints on those very easily, so don't touch them with your fingers. I did that one time just now, and I will never touch that with my fingers again, because that drives me crazy. Don't know if you can see it on camera, but I can definitely see it. Down underneath here, water lines have individual shutoff valves on all of your major locations, so that is really nice. If you have a water leak above those shutoff valves, you can just shut off the water there, and you don't have to turn off the water to the whole camper. Plus, you have the water manifold system outside as well, so really, really nice stuff with that. Then finally, you have a designated spot where you can put a trash can right here. This is accessible from outside. So you can keep your trash can out there and then go empty it out from outside. Outlet under here. Got outlet in the corner there up underneath the cabinetry, and you got your light under here too. Turning around this way, you have your pantry space here with an automatic light. So a nice cool lighting there. Now the rest of the lighting in this fifth wheel RV, this really goes to show how warm this lighting is compared to like how cool that lighting is. I'd say that's like very aggressively on the cool lighting side, and then this is like a modestly warm tone of lighting. So very comfortable light pattern in here, I would say, or light hue that you're getting in this fifth wheel RV, especially if you prefer the warmer tones. Have a Furrion 12-volt refrigerator and freezer. Look at all the different spots you have to adjust your shelving in there, so you can get lots of versatility with that. And then it does have a ice maker here, it looks like, there in the freezer portion. So you have that as well. Cools down very quickly. This fifth wheel RV has only been plugged into power now for maybe about 20-30 minutes, and that is already very cool inside of there. You can see here multiple functions with the toy hauler space, so many different things that you can do. Let me know what has you interested in a toy hauler. For me and my family, there's a couple different functions. First of all, we love motorcycles. We just went on a very, very cool motorcycle ride in Telluride in Ouray, Colorado. Legitimately the most beautiful motorcycle riding you can do anywhere in the United States, let alone probably the world. And I have videos coming of that experience on my Firmly Unbound YouTube channel, so you can subscribe to that down below in the comments and description. I have a link to that channel also. Super fun. I mean, just the most incredible time ever. It was a huge family trip that I went on. Some people in my family have been doing that trip for 14 consecutive years now. It's the first time I've ever gone. So my family now, between myself, my dad, my brother-in-law, we have, gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 motorcycles. So we brought 4 on this trip, and all 4, I believe, would fit in this toy hauler garage here. So this is something that we're looking at potentially for the future, is do we need a toy hauler? Because right now we have to tow a fifth wheel RV with one truck and a trailer with another truck to bring all these motorcycles on a trip like that. And we're going to South Dakota next week during the time of Sturgis. I don't know how much we'll get involved with Sturgis, but we're going to be in South Dakota riding motorcycles out there too. So we love to do this as a family, and this is what would have us looking at a toy hauler, but I'm curious for you guys what would have you looking at a toy hauler. Then you have the really nice L-shaped sofa here. This is going to give you, one, just a ton of seating space, 2, the ability to lay out here and be able to take a nap. You also have a couple functions here with some pop-out cup holders on the armrests. These are power recliners, so this is going to be a power recline there. And then with this middle portion, this, let's see, I don't believe it's going to recline. Yeah, that's going to be that part that reclines. These sofas kind of are not like latched into place right now because it's just got here, so I just kind of slid everything where it needs to be. This chair is on rollers because it will need to roll like into this slide out area right there. I like how they arrange this. It actually makes it really simple when you have to pack up camp. Just roll this one into this slide out spot right here. There are more dining chairs that will come with. You can store those up underneath the bed or in the closet or something like that, in your passenger storage in the garage. Free up that space, and this chair slides nicely right into there, and there's a strap to hold everything in place. But you have another power recliner here, and then this cushion here does not recline. Yeah, no recline on that. And so just this one reclines, and then you have that one that reclines. And again, this latches into place. I just do not have it latched in at the moment. Outlets and USB ports behind there. Pull down blackout shades on the windows, and then they have like kind of an epoxy style window framing along there. Gives it a more sleek look. Overhead storage all the way through. Looks like that passes all the way through, so no obstructions through there. Magnet latches to hold those shut. Black handles on your cabinet doors. And as we turn back around this way, you have a 50-inch screen TV right here. It's a Sansui TV, so it will be a smart TV. Really great viewing angle. The TV is actually a pretty significant distance away from here. I think this feels very comfortable. I feel that a family could very easily sit in this space and all enjoy a movie together. You have the JBL sound system, the electric fireplace with 3 different color options on these fireplaces here. So you got the orange, the purple, and the blue. I personally like the purple for some reason, but you have those different options. Little coffee bar area right here with your AC controls. Now this is one thing, you are gonna have to open up this slide out to turn that AC on, because the slide out is gonna block access to this area. So when you get to camp, that's one thing I'm not a huge fan of on this model, is like first step you gotta do, if you've been traveling on a hot day, is open up the slide, then you can turn the AC on. So you're not gonna be able to turn that AC on right away till you get that slide opened up. Got your shelving all through there. Lots of storage in totality in this fifth wheel RV as you kind of total everything up throughout all these spaces. There's a lot to work with here. And then this TV is on a swivel mount as well, back behind there. Then as we go back into the garage, now this is where Megan and I, we have a philosophy, and I've had this philosophy well before I even met Megan, and thank goodness she's on board with it. It might have been a deal breaker if she wasn't, but I have this idea that we want to have as many children as we can afford. And so we'll see what that ends up looking like. She is pregnant with baby number 1 on the way, and we are super excited. She's like 11, almost 12 weeks pregnant now. So been a ton of learning experiences as she's going through this pregnancy and whatnot, and we're super excited. And a toy hauler is a great option if you're looking to maximize living space and sleeping space as well. As you can see, you have a bed here, a bed here, and not only beds, I mean, these beds are so big that like 2 smaller children could easily share these beds if they wanted to. So I look at this as like, this can sleep 4 kids under 10, and maybe you get to those ages like 10 and above where they might start wanting their own bed. But that's something where you get all that sleeping space here. You get the loft up over the top, so maybe you have an older child, or maybe the youngest child if they're older kids and you have kids that are like 8 to 16 years old or whatever, and maybe the youngest child goes up in there. So you have all that space, and you have tons of floor space. So if you want to make this a more of a room or a bedroom, you could add in storage solutions and free space on the floor here. You have lots of versatility to make this a creative space for children. You have washer dryer connections right here. Now this is going to be for a combo washer dryer unit, so it's not really designed to have a vented dryer here. So you can see it says only non-vented dryers should be in this location. Now if you want a washer and dryer where it is a vented dryer, that's going to go up in the front cap. We'll take a look at that. AC controls here for the air conditioner here in the garage portion. It's its own separate AC in here, so you're not also getting any cross contamination. If you have motorcycles, ATVs, side-by-sides, anything like that in this space, this air is all going to be its own kind of climate in here versus the rest of the fifth wheel. Again, 14-foot garage. This is a 101-inch wide body construction fifth wheel, so you're getting the most garage space that you're going to find in terms of like width and height. In terms of length, the only way you'll get longer than this is if you go to a model with a 15-foot garage or an 18-foot garage, which are also options out there. But this is a 14-foot garage. Keep in mind, you do have this cornered off here, so you lose a little bit of space here if you have like a big side-by-side or something where those tires are going to need to come all the way up as far as they can. I don't know all of the specs and lengths for every side-by-side and different toys that are out there, so I can't say what exactly will fit and what won't, but just kind of understand what you're working with here, where you're going to lose about a foot of space because of this half bath into that corner where a tire for a side-by-side may go. See what you're working with here in terms of your half bath. You got a vent fan up there, got a stainless steel sink. There is a bit of a step up into that bathroom, porcelain foot flush toilet, and it is a soft close toilet seat. Has a window there with a pull down blackout shade. Then you have adjustable tie down locations, so it will come with various different rings that will tie into here so that you can tie down your toys however you best see fit. JBL sound system in here as well. You have the 3-season patio doors, so there's glass doors here that can go up and down to let air through the screens if you want to drop those down, but they are not tinted, so that is something to keep in mind. Your sofas, they are going to release like so and flip over just like that. You can see you have the leg that drops down for more support. Flip down, cup holders, same thing here, pull that out, it's already pulled out there, and you have 2 sofas here. Now this bed here moves up and down with this bottom part here, so if you want these both to go up, just put these sofas down in the bed position and move this up. It'll start to push this one up as well, and then you can latch it into place up here, so just these can move independently without the other bed up top here coming up and down with it. So that stays up out of the way if you want. And these sofas can go flat up against the wall if you want to move those flat up against the wall to get more height clearance if you need that. Coming back this way to the patio, we have an LED light strip up underneath here. You got your awning up over top of this that is not extended all the way out right now, but you have that awning. And what I like about this patio is you have a 0-degree or a 0G ramp door. So basically meaning it's almost weightless. When this patio setup is all retracted in, I can actually grab these cables and pull this ramp door up from inside without having to ever go outside, which I really like that about it. And then it has a slam latch mechanism, so you can release it with this yellow cord right here, or it has a key spot right here that can also release it. Basically meaning you don't have to go outside of your fifth wheel RV to open up this patio or to close it. What you do have to keep in mind though is there is air pressure that happens and contracts when you close that door. So if you don't have another door inside of the RV open when you go to close that, it will not latch shut because there's not going to be anywhere for that excess air pressure to escape. Outlets and USB ports up here next to this bed, and then just on that side there, same thing underneath here. Another thing I like is some toy haulers cheap out with the blinds in the garage portion. Not in this Alliance Valor. You get the pull down blackout shades even back here in the garage. retractable ladder to get up onto the loft there, and then that's pretty much everything in this garage space. It is a insulated garage floor too, so better and more well equipped to make this into a bedroom or some sort of living arrangement. So we go up into the main bedroom and bathroom. You have a pass-through bathroom here, and it may look a little underwhelming, but let me tell you what is so dang impressive about this bathroom. Specifically, it is the shower. This shower here, look at how the pan of the shower drops down to the floor height. This is gonna be one of the tallest showers in the front deck of a fifth wheel RV that you're gonna find in anything. It is wildly impressive. So as I step foot in here, you can see the ceiling height is crazy. I mean, legitimately, this is like 6'8", 6'9", can fit inside of here. The ceiling height to here is alone is probably like 6'5", 6'6", and look at how high the shower head sits. It is all the way up over my head. Finding that in the upper deck of a fifth wheel RV is almost unheard of. There's good width in here as well. It's a molded fiberglass one-piece shower all the way up to the ceiling. So not gonna have much problems with any like moisture getting back behind there. And you get a seat to sit down as well. Plus it has the nice drain portion right there. There's very few toy haulers that drop this flooring in the tub or shower down to the floor level or slightly below the floor level to give that extra ceiling height, so that really makes this stand out. You have 3 hooks right here for towels in this area that are very easy to grab as soon as you get out of the shower. And then as we turn around, you have your medicine cabinet right here. Little extra like cubby storage there. Pretty cool use of space. Got your shelving, soft close on these, outlet, solid surface countertops even into the bathroom, stainless steel sink, and your storage underneath the sink there. Porcelain foot flush toilet with a soft close toilet seat. Now it is dual access to the bathroom, so you can close this door and you're able to get in and out of the bathroom just through here. They have the sliding doors or pocket style doors here going in and out of that bathroom space. Just a really nice look overall. This AC is ducted into the bathroom, so you get your airflow into there. And then this door, as you open and close it, you can see there's some gaps above the doors and things like that, but then down at the floor level, it's pretty much down to the floor. So just something to be aware of there. But with that, great ceiling height once again. Standing at about 6'1", maybe 6'2" with my shoes on. I can get under this. If you're 6'3" or taller, you're gonna need to start ducking under this. But other than that, you probably have a ceiling height to about 6'5" comfortably in this upper deck portion. At 6'6" and above, you might start to need to feel a little bit like you need to like squat down just ever so slightly when you are in this upper deck. King size bed here in the bedroom. Does come with the bedding and pillows. You got your additional dining chairs underneath there, and it's strut assisted to that storage underneath the bed. Got 2 standard puck lights. I do wish they had like individual reading lights, but you got the 2 single puck lights there. Pull down blackout shades on all of your windows with the valance is here to block out any excess light bleed coming in from the sides. Nice pillows here, and then you can see that's just a standard white pillow there. This is where washer and dryer can go, and I really like this system here where you got the east, or not the east to west, you got the left and right spots where this washer dryer will go. So washer on the left, dryer on the right. That means you still maintain all of this storage space here, still can hang all your clothes up in here, and you do have a light there. So you don't, I mean, you just maintain a ton of storage when you don't stack them and you do it side by side because you get all this extra space. If you do the washer and dryer combo unit in the garage, you get all this additional spots to hang clothes here. Or if you do no washer and dryer at all and you just go to a laundromat to do your laundry, or you only do weekend-long camping trips or week-long camping trips where laundry is not necessary all the time, then you just maintain a ton of storage. Because there's even more. On each side of the bed, you get more spots to hang clothes, a little shelf up here, and 2 drawers that will open up. So this is just a really impressive toy hauler to me. I mean, I like this one a lot. They are expensive. We're gonna get to the price here in just a moment. So they're not cheap, but they are very, very nice. Another thing too is Alliance is independently owned. So one of the few RV manufacturers you can get an independently owned product from. They're not part of like some big mega corporation like some other brands are. So you get a little bit different ownership experience with them. Connects TV here. This is a 32-inch screen TV. Also, by the way, if you don't know, this doesn't really have anything to do with it because I just made this decision completely on my own, independent of any like influence of manufacturers or dealerships or anything like that. I own an Alliance Delta travel trailer. So that is the decision I made for what I choose to own for myself. There's a lot of factors that went into that decision, and you can go watch some of my videos on me purchasing my Alliance Delta as to why I made that decision. No heat vents in the floor either, so you can see you got heat vents on the side there, and you can see your slide mechanism system kind of goes down behind the bed there. Got a magnet latch to hold this door open, so that will hold it like so. And then as we come back down this way, that is everything on the inside of this fifth wheel RV. One of their best floor plans by far, in my opinion, in a toy hauler. Really like the gray interior. It really livens this up quite a bit. I think it is really just airy looking in here. The big giant windows they have allows a lot of natural light in as well. So curious your thoughts on what you think. Let me know down below in the comments. As we come back around this way, you can install privacy shades on the windows, but it does not come with them. Has a strut assisted a strut assisted entry step, so virtually weightless here for you on that step. Very nice. Spray ports all along this fifth wheel RV with temperature control, so hot and cold water on these, and you can adjust those temperatures. Through the storage space, it comes with a lithium iron phosphate battery. So really like that 101-inch wide body construction. I wish these stickers stuck on here better, but they always kind of start to peel off relatively quickly. Slide out and awning switches here, making your life super easy. And again, like I mentioned, you can push in and out these awnings, all three at the same time. So if I can pop these open here, I can show you, I can push on all, well, we'll just do two of these at a time. Let's do these front two. You can see how I can move those independently at the same time. I guess I say independently, and that's kind of counterintuitive. I can move them together at the same time with these switches out here as well as the switches inside, and that just makes your life so much easier. USB ports here, outlets here, and you can run cables or anything like that underneath here so you can keep the door closed. Nice toy hauler style flooring material here, and it comes with a 6-foot picnic table. I believe it's about 6 feet there. So nice picnic table with good storage for that. LED light strip in this area, and aluminum framing with welds on both sides of all of your frame connections in this space. Two 30-pound propane bottles, hydraulic auto leveling, a little bit of a drop frame here to add more storage up front. So you get this really nice open access to storage. 60 amp solar charge controller, so that's going to be a larger solar capacity up on the roof we'll take a look at. Got your 6,000 watt generator here, going to be able to run the entire fifth wheel RV off of that generator. Nice easy spot to get to that, and you have your spot here with your lithium battery, and then your hydraulic fluid is going to be back behind here in that panel. So nice easy access to that, but it is also tucked away and don't have to look at it when you don't want to. Let's come back around here. I also want to point out, like, they sealed off everything here underneath the pin box, so there's no like open gaps underneath there. Coming this way, nice diffusers on the LED light strips underneath the awning, so they have more of that glowing effect. JBL sound system, and it is a 12-volt audio system, so it can run off the batteries. Outlet here. Triple axle toy hauler. They have a custom cap here on the rims, giving that Alliance logo there, and you have a MORryde CRE 3000 suspension system with this improved running gear. So they add this additional support beam here with the brackets to just make sure as you're turning and there's stress and everything added onto these axles, this steel beam here that runs quite a ways back is going to add all of that additional support. And there are plenty of brands that are in this weight with a triple axle that do not have all of this added support there in the running gear, that if anything ever fails on these axles, that's like usually the first thing they do. Or if anything fails on like any of these support areas where something, you know, just breaks free, usually the first thing they do is add all this additional equipment that is just coming standard here on the Alliance Valor. Through frame rack and pinion style slide on this big slide there. Coming this way, these little things are just vents that open, so if you're towing with anything with gas or something like that in the garage, you can open those up so that air flows through there. Got your patio off the back. There are no, you know, what is it called? Like legs that come down to make contact with the ground here. So it will just be the cables holding this patio up. Can support 1,500 pounds. Release the cables and this drops down to a ramp that can support 3,000 pounds. Coming around this way, 60 gallons of fuel capacity. You have your fuel pump right there, so you can load up your toys with fuel. And then we have two solar panels up on the roof. That looks like those are probably two 300 watt solar panels So it looks like you're gonna have about 600 watts of solar there. And gosh, I will get on the roof. It's just annoying. I have to pull all these pins and it's hot as heck out here. I think that's a good enough look for y'all there. If you really are bothered by me not getting up on the roof, let me know. But I will say with your roof, you wanna make sure to get up and check that from day one with owning your new RV, because any seals or seams or anything up on the roof, those can come straight from the factory with, like, you know, even after the first time being towed by the freight company, taking it to a dealership, stuff can happen. Bubbles can build up with, you know, the air pressure moving through the roof cavity and things like that. You can have little holes that pop and things of that nature that you just want to get up there and check it or have your RV inspected. Even if you're buying something brand new, and it doesn't matter how new or fresh it is, I would be checking the roof on your RV very frequently throughout the ownership of that. Got your storage space down underneath there for that for the trash can. And it is just so dang hot out here, y'all. We're gonna try to get this wrapped up. Looks like we got a 12-gallon gas and electric water heater, so the gas and electric heating element on that water heater there. Light up on this space there, and then as far as your dump valves, that's the last thing. Yeah, everything comes to this one spot here underneath the slide out, so all your black and gray tanks come to that one area. I do not see anything else. So one spot where the whole fifth wheel RV flows out of, which is very nice. Spot to store your sewer hose down underneath here, and you do have a fully enclosed underbelly. All your water tanks and water lines sit above the enclosed underbelly, and you have 12-volt heat pads on all the water tanks as well. Now this is a full body paint option, which usually costs about $6,000 to $10,000 more than a non-full body paint fifth wheel RV option. So if you want something a little bit less expensive and don't need the full body paint, those options are always available from Alliance. But let me see if I can find the price on this one with the full body paint. Give you a look here of what it looks like with the patio door closed. So you got that there. It is prepped to add a backup camera up there as well. With pricing on this, it can be a little bit tough because this isn't even listed online yet. But what I could dig up is that pretty much a new 2025 model of this that is still available without full body paint is listed somewhere in the $120,000 range. So new 2026s without full body paint are probably going to be somewhere right in that like 130 range, which makes me think something like this, a new 2026 with full body paint, is likely going to sell in the mid to high $130,000 range, getting close to that 140. So definitely an expensive fifth wheel RV without a doubt. But there's a lot of value here, and I think it's a really, really great option out there in the market. So curious what you guys think, and then keep in mind if this is something you like and you just want that cheaper price, there are 2025 models that are still available for a limited amount of time. So get those while supplies last if you want that lower price option. And there are Blue Compass stores all over the country that sell Alliance Valor products that you can find. So appreciate y'all watching, and that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, live firmly unbound.